Hello, witches. Welcome to the Witchipedia podcast. And today, as part of our series on basic skills for new witches, and I also want to say that some of us old witches might, brush up on some of these basic skills. I certainly know I let things slide myself once in a while. And maybe, when I first started learning witchcraft, these basic skills weren't really part of the program. We learned a lot of rituals and a lot of history. I learned a lot of, I guess, natural philosophy. But the basic skills of witchcraft were largely sort of expected to just fall into place as part of the other learning. So all these skills are things that come along for the ride, but they were never anything that was explicitly taught, explained, or expressed. The first skill for me, in my opinion, and again, I'm no expert on anything at all, but the first skill, in my opinion, is meditation. The reason I feel meditation is important for every witch is because, it does a few things. It helps us to become observant of both our inner and our outer worlds. It be By teaching us calm and patience observation. When we learn to meditate, we learn to experience sensations, thoughts, just things going on around us and within us, without trying to put a stop to it, without trying to judge it or analyze it. We're just meditating, we're just experiencing it. And this observation that takes place during meditation can help us learn more about ourselves. It can help us understand more about our environment, the world around us, and concepts that might be difficult for us to understand. It can help us to just sort of watch the pieces fall into place. And while I was talking, a thought just flowed into my head. Yeah, I got to talk about that too, about meditation, but it is gone now. But meditation is an altered state of consciousness. There are a lot of magical activities that involve altered states of consciousness. And so you could think of meditation as sort of the gateway altered state. It is, you do it on purpose. It is intentional. It's not, there are altered states of consciousness that happen unintentionally or naturally or just as a matter of course. Obviously, sleeping is an altered state of consciousness. There are also altered states of consciousness that occur naturally as a result of some extreme stress. Like if you have a very high fever, you get an altered state of consciousness. You see things differently, hear and understand things differently than you do when you don't have a fever. And of course, there are drugs and other methods for achieving altered states of consciousness. But meditation is something that is going to be entirely under your control. You can start and stop instantly. You It's a thing that you can control and you can learn from to help you sort of navigate those other altered states when it comes time to do so. So if you are going to say, do dream work, meditation, your experience with meditation can be a good foundation for that dream work. If you are going to do ecstatic dancing, then your experience in meditation can help you navigate that as well. And even if you are going to utilize other methods or more intense altered states of consciousness, a a background in meditation will prove helpful there as well. Um, if you are trying to understand difficult concepts, meditation can help you with that. If you're trying to make difficult decisions, meditation can help you with that. But the very first thing that every witch should do is learn about themselves, their inner self, their body, and their immediate environment. This is going to help you in your spell work. It is going to be the most powerful thing that you can do to be effective at spell work, is to understand your own self, your emotions, your thought processes, your like triggered reactions, whether pleasant or unpleasant, and the sort of automatic responses that you have to certain things. And meditation sort of provides us with a framework in which to understand and observe just the subtle changes of our energy, our attitudes, and also, the things that we just keep thinking about. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of people have said to me that they cannot meditate, that they can't sit still, that they can't clear their mind. But if part of meditating, first of all, you don't have to clear your mind, you don't have to sit still. There's lots of different ways to meditate. But one way of meditating is simply observing what your body and mind are doing. And if you have all these thoughts that will not go away while you're meditating, well, just observe them. One of the wonderful things meditation can do for us is to teach us what is going on in our own heads. We spend a lot of time, I know I personally spend a lot of time trying not to think of stuff. I am a very high anxiety person. I am always trying to drown out those thoughts. I sleep with audiobooks going so that I've got somebody else's thoughts in my head so that I can actually sleep without thinking of all the stuff that I have to stress out about. I am listening to audiobooks or podcasts all the time. I've always got this background noise going, drowning out my own head, because my head is not always the most pleasant place to be. But you can't do that always. You can't do that always and be healthy. You can't do that always and be in control of your own self. You have to listen to yourself sometimes. And having a regular meditation practice helps you do that. And if you understand as a witch those things that get you going, those thoughts, those images, those ideas that either raise your heart rate, calm you down, soothe you, make you feel angry, sad, fearful, horny. If you understand what all those thoughts, the things that trigger those thoughts, those feelings, thoughts that trigger the feelings, the ideas, the images, that is going to help you with your spell work, because that is what powers your spell work, is those feelings and the energy behind them. And I'm going to get more into that when I do the podcast, my show about visualization and also casting spells, of course. There will be more about this. But just for right now, I just want you to take my word. If 10 minutes of talking hasn't convinced you that meditation is a good idea for every witch, experienced or novice, then I just need you to take my word for it, because just try it, and I think you'll find that it is very helpful in spell work. So that being said, I'm just going to begin with a short little meditative exercise. Now, again, a lot of people have said to me that they cannot meditate. And to that, I suspect that they're just trying to do too much too quickly. So, as with any skill, and meditation is a skill, you have to practice, and you'll get better. But a lot of people, with anything that they try, meditation, cooking, witchcraft, sewing, gardening, everything, some people try to start too big, and then they end up frustrated. They end up with a mess on their hands, and they just say they can't do it. My recommendation to you is to start small. So we are going to meditate together right now, you and me. And I am going to start a timer for 1 minute. Now, during this 1 minute, now get ready. I want you to get nice and comfortable. If you're sitting down, I want you to make sure that your back is straight and you're sitting on the soft part of your butt, not your tailbone. And, put your shoulders back, get yourself comfortable. You can also lay down if you want, or you can stand. Get into a position that feels right for you. Then, if you're take a minute, just check in with your body. If you find something in your body, check everything. Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Are you cold? Are your clothes too tight? Do you have to use the bathroom? Look for any of those things that are going to distract you, because we love to be distracted. We're going to find all those things. And if you find any of those things, do you need a drink? Do you need a snack? Do you need to go to the bathroom? Pause, do the thing, and then come back, and then we'll do this thing. So if you're ready, if you're comfortable, not too hot, not too cold, your clothes are nice and you're relaxed, you're good to go. We are going to just take a deep breath. Now I want you to breathe in, count to 3, and breathe out, count to 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. Now I want you to check out through your whole body. Move your shoulders back and down. Make sure they're nice and relaxed. And just relax everything. Now, I want you to continue breathing deeply and just watch what happens in your head for 1 minute. 1 minute. You're just going to sit there. You can close your eyes or don't. You don't have to close your eyes. You can just gaze at an object. Just pick something, whatever, a dot on the wall, a statue, a mirror, whatever. Or keep your eyes closed. And just sit still for a minute. And if you really need something to pay attention to, just count how many times you breathe in and out. Okay? So you're just going to breathe in really deep and out really slow. Now let your breathing fall to natural. And I'm starting the timer. Maybe. Starting the timer now. Sorry. And that's it. That was 1 minute. So just take another deep breath. Wiggle your shoulders. And just kind of think about what you thought about. Was that hard? Was 1 minute difficult? Or was it easy? If it was really hard for you, then go ahead and try 30 seconds. If it was really easy, then kick it up to 1 to 2 minutes next time. 3. If that was just absolutely crazy hard, maybe a guided meditation might be a better place for you to start. So I'm going to go ahead and just for 1 more minute, I'm going to do just a really short guided meditation. We're not going to go on a trip. We're not going to go on a journey. We're just going to relax, and I'm going to talk to you about meditating for 1 minute. I'm not sure how soothing my voice is, but I'm going to do what I can. So now, 1 minute. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. As you breathe in deeply, I want you to see and feel light and pure, clean energy entering your body. Breathe in, and the light flows in through your nose and down into your chest, down your torso to fill your whole body. And any dark spots get burned to smoke, which you exhale out. Another deep breath in and out. Feel that energy glowing through your whole body. And that was 1 minute. I suggest, if you've had trouble meditating before, to just try that 1 minute. And for that minute, if you're having trouble, you can just count your breaths in and out. So breathe in. 1. Breathe in. 2. In your head, of course, you wouldn't be doing it out loud. You can also go in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. And that rhythm is going to lull you into a meditative state. But what I really want you to do is just to observe. Just be still, let your breath be natural, and just observe the thoughts that pass through your mind. And whatever thoughts come, let them come. Don't ever try to push them. Well, at this point, don't try to push them out. Just observe them and accept them and let them go. Observe them. And maybe after your meditation is over, after your little timer has gone off, you can write them down, maybe. I mean, if these are things, it's like, wow, that was a weird thought or image that I got in my mind. I'm going to write that down. So just kind of take notes. For me, I don't have a lot of thoughts 1 minute in. But 5 minutes is actually a long time to meditate. So set your timer for 5 minutes. If 1 minute, once 1 minute is easier to you, go a little longer, and go ahead and set that timer. There's something about a timer that helps make things more manageable if they're daunting. For me, I love to use a timer while I'm cleaning my house. I'm like, look, I'm going to clean this thing right here for 10 minutes. And when the timer, I'm not going to stop till the timer goes off. And I will do it for 10 minutes. If I don't have that timer, I'm going to pick up a thing and then go over there to put it away. And then, ooh, there's a thing over here. I'm going to do that thing instead. And then I'm going to, oh, there's a thing over here, I'm not going to pay attention. There's something really magical about a timer. At least for myself, it's a little hack that works. If you are an experienced meditator, if you have meditation hacks that work, then be sure to let us know. The conversation is, of course, going on Witchipedia chat and the Facebook group, Witchipedia chat. And then there is the Discord group, of course. And on Witchipedia.com, there is a meditation page. Companion page to this episode, if you will. Although I will be doing more episodes on meditation. We're going to get a little more detailed eventually. But there is a companion page on meditation in at the Wikipedia, wikipedia.com/glossary/meditation. And there's a whole comment section. We can have a whole conversation there as well. So I do encourage you, if you have if you have hacks, if you have questions, if you have comments, to just get in touch with me and how you felt about that little just breathing and observing meditation. So that being said, I still have more. Once you have learned to meditate without comfortably, I guess, once you're sort of in your comfort zone with meditation in a comfortable, controlled environment, I would like you to try meditating other places, not just anywhere though. When you're meditating, at first you can meditate and pay attention to what's inside. You can also meditate and pay attention to what's outside. So let's say if I'm a gardener and anybody the gardener is the garden. I'm sorry, my words. I have no words. The garden is my happy place, if you will. I'm very spiritually connected to my garden, and I actually do spend a lot of time meditating in the garden. If you are learning about gardening, if you're learning about your energy, and I do recommend that every witch learn about the energy of their local environment, their home, their yard, any place that they spend time to really focus on exploring that energy that's there to get to know it because it's yours. So take ownership. Um, so I recommend you go to these places that are sacred, important to you, and spend some time meditating there. And pay attention not only to like the things you hear and feel on your skin, or just in in that intangible way, energetically, and also the thoughts and the images that come to your mind when you meditate in these places. If you, I feel that during that meditation is a really good way to either begin or end any magical or spiritual enterprise, such as casting spells or engaging in Sabbat or Espit rituals, um, connecting with your ancestors, because it stills your mind. So you are observing those thoughts, those feelings, those impressions, and you're going to do that in just like you're watching watching it happen to someone else. Just kind of distract remove yourself sort of from the the from being the subject of the observation and just become the observer. So I find that if I spend some time meditating before I engage in say and connecting with my ancestors, or even if I make that like what I'm doing there, like if I go to a grave and I just sit and meditate, I definitely feel like the energetic connection there. And you get impressions, you get images. And by removing judgment from that watching, you can get a lot of sort of instinctive impressions of what is happening there energetically, of the spiritual flavor of the place, and it helps you to sort of tune in to whatever you're doing. Um, Now there are again many different types of meditations. There's just observing inside. There's observing outside, listening, taking your a sort of temperature of the area energetically through meditation. But there's also guided meditations, which I sort of touched on briefly. And there are many different flavors this can take. I find guided meditations to be a really good way to connect with a group of people if you're doing rituals together over distance. You can do a group guided meditation, and it's almost like you're traveling, journeying together. Um, I find that to be just actually very meaningful when, you can't get together in person. I've also done a journey in groups in the past where essentially we did a guided meditative journey together in the same room, all in a circle, sometimes even like holding hands, and then shared our experiences afterward. Um, group meditation is, or partner meditation even, is extremely valuable. There are some meditations on YouTube that are pretty good that I like. I like the honest guys, although I'm always suspicious of someone who tells me they're honest. But there's a Lillian Eden, is it? Of course, I should have written these things down. Um, they have good guided meditations that I have used in the past as well. So definitely look into those, not just as sort of a stepping stone to solo meditation, because again, if you have a hard time with, a stillness meditation, a guided meditation may help you there. But also as an additional exercise in visualization, in and things like that. I find those very helpful, the guided meditations. Let's see. And I think that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Also another thing, I'm sorry, if you have trouble sitting still for meditation, moving meditations are a thing. You can move and meditate. Walking meditation is a thing, but for me, I tend to be really kind of clumsy in the best of times, and I've walked off the side of my stairs, like walked off the side of my, not like down off. Yeah, I've done that several times in my life. I'm likely to walk off a cliff if I'm trying to walk around meditating. So, but it is a thing. Maybe bring a spotter. But I do find yoga to be extremely helpful as a meditative practice. And, that's what it's there for. Do not be afraid to incorporate the stretching exercises. If not, if you official yoga, or just some nice stretching moves while you meditate. You can just sit cross-legged and sort of move your arms up and down. I like to do sun salutation while I'm meditating. I find just repeat sun salutations. And if you don't know what that is, you can look those up. They're a series of yoga moves, and there are variations on them, but you can definitely find those videos somewhere. But yeah, so that is my advice for learning to meditate, and why I believe that every witch should learn to meditate. And again, there is a companion article on the Witchipedia, wikipedia.com/glossary/meditation. And I encourage you to ask any questions that you have. And I really, really thank you for joining me today. And I hope you found this helpful. Again, I am going to be doing topics for, basic skills series to start. So if you have anything along those lines that you would really like me to go over, please do not hesitate to let me know.